You can only love others if you love yourself first. In the end, you cannot pour from the glass that it's empty. Welcome to the episode, the first episode in 2021. And dedicated to a very, very important topic, which is self-love. My name is Sylwia, your friend and supporter on the journey to increasing the level of consciousness. In this episode, we will discuss what unconditional love is, what that really means. I will also tell you how to recognize if you love yourself. Apart from that, we'll also share 5 good habits, how you can introduce self-love into your life. And in the end, we're gonna look whether this self-love impacts our reality. I'm inviting you to the episode number 11. I believe it's worth to start with the definition of what unconditional love is. So, unconditional love is the state of full acceptance of the strengths and weaknesses. It is the highest form of relationship. It is the state of understanding of yourself and others and appreciating their positive, let's call it this way, sides and the flaws. This leads to appreciation rather than comparison and wanting to change somebody. Unconditional love is a state of lightness. It's a state in which you feel you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You just are. When you experience unconditional love to yourself first, you will not feel superior or inferior to anyone, because you know that every human being has their strong sides and their weak points. No? When you experience this unconditional love toward yourself, it makes you realize that everybody's special in a way, that we all have different potential, and it's great that we're different, because it makes us unique. When you are in this state of unconditional love to yourself, this is when you're going to be able to share it with other people. This is the moment where you're going to stop seeing the problems, but you're going to be seeing challenges. And there's not going to be anything like failures in your life, because failures will be recognized as learnings. As I like to explain the acronym of FAIL, first attempt in learning. So once we said what unconditional love is, it is easier now to say what it is not. It's definitely not being egoistic. It doesn't have anything to do with narcissism or manipulation in any form. Being in the state of unconditional love you do not have space for hatred. There is only space for curiosity and lightness, so-called acceptance and making choices. It is being in the state of freedom. It is also understanding that other people have the right to this freedom as well. In the state of unconditional love, self-love, it will be much harder, if not impossible, if you practice it. It will be impossible to not to be able to forgive somebody, because you will understand that there is nothing to be forgiven. You will understand that you have a choice either to be surrounded by someone or not. And the other person has the same choice too. For you to be able to identify if you love yourself, we're going to analyze 5 dimensions of your life. First one is exploring yourself. Second one is honoring your body. The third one will be challenging yourself. The fourth, treating yourself. And 5, practice radical self-forgiveness. Get to know yourself. You are an entire universe. So number 1 is exploring yourself. We can say exploring your self-hatred, really. And you're gonna say, Sylwia, but how? Well, I hugely recommend an honest conversation with yourself. Analyze the motives that drive your life. It's quite easy to identify whether your actions come from love, because they can have 2 sources really, either love or fear. I recommend that you divide your conversation into 5 parts. So do the self-talk when it comes to money and career. Second level is passion. Another is your health, physical and mental health. Another one is family. And the 5th is friendships and relationships. So each piece will have different questions. Like, for example, when it comes to the career, ask yourself, am I in the job that challenges me? Am I in the job that brings me fulfillment? And it's easy to, or what I recommend doing is saying this to yourself: I am working in this position, in this company, because. Now everything that you put after this because, whether, again, this concerns your money and career, or whether it concerns your relationship, romantic relationship, or family, or passion, or your health, what happens after, what you put after this because will give you the answer whether you love yourself. For example, If you say, I am in this work because I am scared I will not have money to live, that's not the decision that comes from self-love. On another level, when it comes to friendships and relationships, am I with this partner because I'm scared of being alone? Then it means, that's not self-love, okay? But if you answer, for example, I am in this relationship because we complement each other, and thanks to this relationship, I can evolve as a person. Then, yes, it is self-love. The same when it comes to your health. For example, I want to give you another example when it comes to physical health. Do I go to the gym because, let's say you go to the gym. Ask yourself, why do I go to the gym? I go to the gym because everybody does that. That's not really self-love. But if you are practicing it, but if you say, I go to the gym because that helps me to keep my body in shape and improve the my general well-being, then this is a sign you practice self-love. Now the practical tip. Everyone is different, but just remember that everyone has some resentment and insecurity and anxiety towards ourselves at some point in different intensity. So be kind to yourself. And when it comes to the self-exploration and the self-talk, here you can do it on numerous levels. For example, introspection, you can do journaling. This is what I told you about in a different episode. You can do daily notes, as I call it, daily diary. But some people prefer to talk. So if you're one of them, record yourself. Record your answers. Keep it private. I wouldn't share my notes with anybody else for the simple reason that even unwillingly some people can be judgmental. Everybody's on a different level, right, of consciousness. So even if they have good intentions, some people can, by their advice, by their feedback, they can create or introduce more sorrow and anger into your life instead of joy and happiness and fulfillment. So just be mindful of that. Note, self-exploration or exploring the self-hatred will help you to understand what you make your decision based on, whether they're based on fear or they're based on self-love. Self-love means to live according to your values and with courage and curiosity, even if the actions you make are not popular in your society, in your surrounding, even if it means that they are not understood. Is that how you live? Number 2, when it comes to self-love, is honoring your body. Think about your approach towards your body. We live in the times that promote this ideal look these beautiful figures. But honoring your body doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's more about being grateful for your body that it serves you. The good practice when it comes to see if you practice self-love is when you look in the mirror, do you say, oh, these ugly legs that I have, I hate them, or any part of the body? What will definitely serve you is shifting your perception. When you look at your legs, what are you grateful for? You can, to practice this gratitude and self-love when it comes to honoring your body, you can say, thanks to my legs, or thanks my legs for letting me go for a walk, for letting me go for grocery shopping, for letting me to play with my kids or go on a date. The same is with eating healthy. This is another aspect of honoring the body. Do you say, I think we all eat crap food from time to time, so let's not get extreme. But people eat crap and they say to themselves, my body looks awful, so whether I can eat unhealthy anyway. I'm already overweight, so who cares? I can eat poorly, right? That's not self-love. That's doing disservice to your body, really, not honoring it. Are you emotional eater? I'm sad, so I'm gonna tell myself to eat French fries. But this changes the neurochemicals in your body, and it can only worsen your mood, your approach to yourself. This way you're not addressing the problem, you're postponing solving it. So again, it's not about vanity or superficiality. On the contrary, it's about treating your body as the most important thing that keeps you alive. So stop talking bad to your body if you want to introduce self-love in this aspect. Note, honoring your body, it's not about vanity or superficiality, but about gratitude. Because your body is your temple on this planet, in this life. Number 3, when it comes to the area how you can practice self-love, is challenging yourself. Leave the comfort zone, as I call it, the zone of fears. But again, we don't want to get extreme. Do it paso a paso, step by step. And everybody's going to have different areas where they want to practice it. So if you are shy, saying hi to your neighbor, this can be leaving your comfort zone, right? For another person, public speaking in front of thousands, a few thousand people will be leaving the comfort zone. But it's not only about that. Look at other areas. You can leave your comfort zone if by cutting down the numbers of hours that you watch Netflix and invest this time in something else, something more productive and more beneficial for you. It can be running an extra mile when you jog, when you do the jogging. It can be finishing the book a day faster than you normally do. So find yourself an area, most preferably few areas, where you can leave the comfort zone. And again, I suggest that you use these 5 levels that I told you about in the first part, right? When you divide your life into money and career, passion, mental and physical health, family, and friends and romantic relationships. Decide on one thing that you are going to do. Remember, a little step where you will cross your comfort zone. To share with you mine living comfort zone, I recently started doing ice cold baths. I am a beach girl. I love sun, sand, and warm water. And I am not a huge fan of snow and winter. But as I am here right now, which is Poland, as I call it, Narnia, there is lots of snow. The temperatures are minus 11 Celsius degrees or even minus 20. I decided to cross my zone of fear, and I went for this snow swimming, ice cold baths, and you cannot imagine the satisfaction and the benefits that came with that. So this is something to practice for you. Note, another way you can show yourself love is by challenging yourself. I do not recommend going extreme. It's taking step by step to cross the zone of fears in the areas such as money and career, passion, mental and physical health, family, and friends and intimate relationships. Number 4, when it comes to self-love and how you can check and show yourself some self-love is by treating yourself. So here I would like to say why first. When you are being on a good way, when you achieve some milestones, when you're doing fine, it's very important to show yourself some self-love, that you're doing great. It's like giving yourself high five by treating yourself. And again, I would not recommend, of course it's up to you, okay? Again, we don't want to be extreme here. But from my observation and my experience, another luxurious pair of high heels or bag is not the treat that lasted or gave me and the people that I know pleasure for long. I would more encourage you to think about treating yourself with, for example, a good facial, by gym membership, a nice well-being retreat, by meditation class, by it depends on your budget, but it can also be, warm bath with some essential oils. It can also be a massage. These are not money wasted. Every form of massage or facial, every form of touch is very important because touch is generally an important factor in our well-being. It doesn't matter if the treat is expensive or not. It's not about the price, the cost of that. Of course, I encourage you to adjust it to your budget. But what it does is it helps you to release the endorphins. You feel better and more ready for life challenges. So consider treating yourself as a form of investment rather than unnecessary cost. Again, I remind you, it can be done on a very low budget, like setting an ambience and using salt lamp or nice candles, especially at night. Note: you can show self-love by treating yourself, and this can be done in many different forms, depending on your budget. But what it does, it prepares you for life challenges, and it is a form of investment rather than unnecessary expense. You are not your mistakes. Yes, last but not least, let's talk about practicing radical self-forgiveness. I'm sure you remember my no pasa nada. This in Spanish means no worries, nothing happened. I love this little, I don't know how to call it, saying, informal saying, because it is the embodiment of this fifth point of showing self-love, practicing radical self-forgiveness. And let me explain what that is. Everybody did something dumb in the past, okay? Maybe you've hurt someone. Maybe you ate poorly when being emotional. Maybe you overreacted when talking to your friend or your colleague or your business partner. Punishing yourself will not do any good. It's pointless. However, adopting this reflective mindset which means ask yourself the right questions. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? How can I implement what I've learned into my future life or actions? Okay? So first, no pasa nada. It happened already. It's in the past. Now, either you punish yourself, which is taking away the possibility of reflection, right? And making the good changes. Or you you use this situation to benefit from it. Note: showing yourself self-love is by practicing radical self-forgiveness. This means you are not your mistakes unless you keep repeating them over and over again. You can benefit from your mistakes by reflecting on the situation that happened already and answering yourself the question, how can I do it different in the future? Like I said at the beginning, in this episode, we will also answer the question, does self-love really influence your life? So I think from everything you heard so far, you can see that, oh yes, it does. If you practice self-love, you will make the decisions that are good for you, more aligned with you, and not against somebody, but for you. your environment will definitely change, because you'll be attracting people who have the same lightness as you, and who also have this learning approach towards life. You'll form healthy relationships with your family, friends, and colleagues. You won't feel the emptiness and permanent sorrow and hopelessness. Also, the level of stress will be decreased. You won't be burned out because, like we said earlier, there won't be any problems. There will be challenges and opportunities. You'll be able to be the master of your life instead of the victim. And also, you will consider life as a beautiful adventure. Are you ready? I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Thriving Life. My name is Sylwia, and I'm very grateful for you to be here with me. If you like this episode, please give it a like, share with other people so that they also can benefit. I remind you that you can always arrange one-to-one session with me, coaching session, so that I can support you on your individual journey. Bye. Besitos.